Boris Johnson is currently in self-isolation at Downing Street after testing positive for C.o.r.o.n, avirus COVID-19, but should he temporarily step down as Prime Minister and hand leadership duties to Dominic Raab while he recovers? Express readers can now vote on whether the Prime Minister should step aside for a short period and able to allow the Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab to lead the country during a critical period escalating coronavirus pandemic. Boris Johnson has often led daily press conferences to provide the nation with the latest updates on the coronavirus outbreak and the government's plan to tackle it. Last Monday, the Prime Minister enforced strict lockdown measures to last for at least 3 weeks, warning the public to stay at home in the desperate battle to contain the spread of COVID-19. He also rushed legislation through Westminster to provide police with new powers to fine and arrest those flouting the laws. Officers can also break up, but on Friday, the Prime Minister revealed in a video posted on his Twitter account that he had tested positive for coronavirus after developing mild symptoms. He added he would be working from home and would continue to lead the country, just as the country enters a crucial stage, with the number of confirmed cases and deaths from COVID-19 increasing rapidly by the day. Mr. Johnson said, "I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus, a temperature and a persistent cough, and on the advice of the chief medical officer, I have taken a test and that has come out positive. So, I am working from home, I am self-isolating, and that is entirely the right thing to do. But be in no doubt, thanks to the wizardry of modern technology to communicate with all my top team, I will continue to lead the national fight back. I want to thank everyone who are working to help get our country through this epidemic, and we will get through it. The way we will do that is applying the measures that you will have heard so much about, and the more effectively we comply with all of those measures, the faster our country will come through this epidemic and the faster we will bounce back." Just hours later, his Health Secretary Matt Hancock announced he had tested positive for coronavirus and is also self-isolating. Chief Medical Officer Professor Chris Whitty has also developed mild symptoms and is following the same steps. Both had worked extremely closely with Mr. Johnson over. The Prime Minister is sending a letter to all 30 million UK homes, warning the public the epidemic could get worse before it gets better, and again reminding them of the new lockdown rules. He has also continued to chair daily briefings with his government and weekly cabinet meetings through video conferencing. But pressure is building for him to step down temporarily as leader and hand over leadership duties to next in line, Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, as the UK enters a crucial time with the coronavirus pandemic. On Tuesday, the government announced a further 393 people had died from coronavirus, a huge spike from the 180 deaths announced on Monday, bringing the death toll to 1,808. The total number of infections surged past 25,000, after more than 3,000 people tested positive for coronavirus. The huge spike suggests both the number of confirmed cases and deaths being recorded are beginning to accelerate at an alarming rate, just when the Prime Minister is not able to fully lead the country. At the weekend, Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jenny Harries warned this upward trend could continue for at least 2 weeks until the UK outbreak hits a peak, which many experts have predicted could fall as early as the Easter weekend. This will place the NHS under incredible stress, with the government opening the temporary Nightingale Hospital at the Excel Centre in East London this week, which will hold 5,000 additional beds. Further temporary hospitals are also opening in Birmingham, Manchester and Glasgow, between them housing several thousand additional beds, in preparation for a huge increase in people